One of the most important decisions a website owner can make is which hosting company they're going to use to put their website online. One hosting company that is very popular is Hostinger. It's got an excellent score on Trustpilot. If you take a look on YouTube, there are many people that recommend it.
Why do I like Hostinger so much?
My recommendation for the best beginner web hosting is Hostinger.
Hostinger, however, wins for best hosting company.
Hostinger stands out as one of the best web hosting providers with a set of features that are hard to beat.
Hi, it's Alex here from Brainstorm Force, and I've been setting up websites for over 15 years, and I've used many hosting companies during that time. In this video, we're going to take a deep dive into Hostinger to find out why it's got such good reviews and why it's recommended by so many people. Hostinger is often talked about as a good balance between performance and budget. And this is true, and it makes it a perfect choice, and one of the best choices for people that have multiple small websites. But that's not to say that it's just for people with small websites. Hostinger do also host some big websites and some e-commerce websites, and they have plans available to meet those higher end needs. So in this video, to help you decide if Hostinger is the best hosting company for you, I'm going to be taking a look at 5 key areas. We're going to be taking a look at pricing and what you get for your money. We're also going to be looking at performance. What kind of speed do you get from Hostinger? We're also going to be looking at how easy Hostinger is to use, or indeed how difficult Hostinger is. We're also going to be looking at their security features. And lastly, we're going to be looking at their support. To help you navigate this video, you'll find timestamps in the description below, and you'll also find a discount code down there too that will give you 10% off any of the Hostinger plans. If you're considering Hostinger for your hosting, make sure you watch this video right through to the end. You're certainly going to want to watch the bit on the support that I get from Hostinger. Basically, I break my WordPress website and then I reach out to Hostinger for help with that. You're going to want to see that. If you've already got some websites hosted with a different hosting company and you're thinking about moving those websites to Hostinger, but you're a little bit unsure about how to do that, don't worry, we've got you covered. We've got this video on the Brainstorm Force channel that takes you through exactly how to move your website from one host to another. So let's dive into this. Let's start with their pricing plans. Let's head over to the Hostinger website and see what you can get for your money. So here we are. I'm over at the Hostinger website. You can find a link to it in the description. And if we scroll down, we can take a look at their hosting plans. Let me just get rid of Cody here. Okay, so their most popular plan, well, according to them, is their business plan, which is $3.99 a month. And you get 3 months free for that. You should be aware that this pricing is for the 48-month term, and this is often the case that you get the best deal if you go for a longer term when you sign up for hosting. Remember, you can get a further 10% discount on these prices using our code, which I'll put up on the video now, and you'll also find it in the description below. So on the lowest plan, which is called Premium, so it still sounds pretty good, which is $2.99 a month on a 48-month term. Well, you get quite a lot. You get 100 websites that you can set up. You can have up to 25,000 visits monthly. You get a load of storage, 100 gigabytes, which is 400,000 files and directories, which sounds like quite a lot. You also get a free domain. So if you haven't got a domain already, you can register one for free, although you will have to pay for it when it renews. And you get a free website migration. You get the SSL. You get the weekly backups. And yeah, basically a lot of stuff that you would expect. You get unlimited bandwidth, which is good. So you're not going to run out of bandwidth there. What you don't get on the premium plan is the free CDN, the staging tool, the dedicated IP address, or the priority support. For that, you'd need to go for their cloud plan, where you get all of that stuff included for the $7.99 a month. However, I think the best plan, and it's the most popular according to Hostinger, it's the business plan, where you get the free CDN and you get the WordPress staging tool, and you get a little bit more extra space, and you can have more monthly visits. I think for most of you, the business plan is going to be the one. So it's great value. You get a lot of features and pretty much everything you need to get up and running with WordPress. Remember to keep in mind that these prices are the introductory offer prices that you get on new hosting. They are going to go up when you renew. So for example, this one's going to go up to $8.99 a month, and this one would go up to $7.99 a month. This is standard practice with hosting companies. They all put their prices up on renewal. And in fact, although this is quite a considerable price rise, it's more than double, it's not as much as some of the others that can put your price up even more. This is why it's very important to make sure you sign up for as long as possible on the initial pricing, and make sure you use that discount code that's in the description. So next up, let's take a look at the performance and uptime you can expect with Hostinger. So I've set up a very simple WordPress website. I've installed Astra along with a starter template, and I then ran the site through the Google PageSpeed tool. If you're not aware of the Google PageSpeed measurement tool, it's basically a little tool that you can run your website through, and it gives you a score out of 100, with 100 being the best. I've got to say, I was really pleased with the results. I got a score of 94 for the mobile site and a score of 96 on the desktop site, which is really good because I haven't installed any performance plugins which would push this score up even higher. It's just straight out of the box using just the Lightspeed object caching that come with the Hostinger hosting. The next thing I looked into was the uptime. Now, uptime is obviously how often the servers go down, or how often websites go offline, and the higher this number, the better. Hostinger promise a uptime of 99.9%, which is very high, which means basically your website's very rarely going to go offline. However, I looked into it in a bit more detail. There's a company called Pingdom that have been monitoring Hostinger since 2017, and they publish what they find in terms of monitoring the uptime. And if you take a look at the numbers, you'll see that most months they hit 100% uptime, and on the other months where they don't hit 100%, it's something very high like 99.97% or 99.98%. So occasionally there's a tiny little bit of downtime for maybe 1 or 2 minutes in the month, but that's it. And that's pretty impressive, and that's well above average compared to other hosting companies. Next, let's take a look at the Hostinger control panel. It's called hPanel, and it's quite similar to cPanel. So if you've used that, you're going to have no problem here. In fact, even if you haven't used cPanel, I think you're going to be absolutely fine. It's really easy to use. It's quick and easy to set up websites with WordPress, or set up some email accounts, or adjust your performance settings. It's all easy. Let's jump on the computer. Let's take a look. Here is the Hostinger hPanel, the control panel. This is where you do everything that you need to do with your hosting. This is the dashboard. The homepage gives you an overview of what's going on in your account. Next, we've got the websites. So these are all the websites that you've set up on your Hostinger hosting. It's really easy to add a new one. You just click Add Website, choose what kind of website you want. I'd imagine it would be a WordPress website. Give that a click. You then can set some options. You can generate your WordPress password just by clicking on these 3 little stars. If you click Next, you can decide what type of website you want to build. Let's say a business and services website. You then got some of these pre-built websites to choose from, or you can choose a theme to install. And of course, you'll want to install Astra theme. You can then click Next. You can then choose to install some recommended plugins. WP Forms is good. All-in-one SEO is pretty good too, although I think I prefer Rank Math. But yeah, you can choose which ones you want, or you can deselect all of them and put them on later. And you click Next. Here is where you can enter your domain name. Of course, you do get a free domain name with Hostinger if you haven't got one already. Or you can use a temporary domain name if you haven't decided on one just yet. I'm going to click that for now. And then Hostinger will go away and install WordPress for you. And that only took a few minutes, and now we've got WordPress installed, ready to go. Can easily access the admin panel just by clicking on that button there. And you've got a few other options here. So you can go into the file manager, you can manage your databases. You've got everything you need right here. Let me just show you some of the other options you've got down the left-hand side here. So you've got some WordPress options here. There's even an AI troubleshooter. You've got some security options here. So you can keep your WordPress up to date with their auto update service. And yeah, basically tells you what's installed, whether it's secure. It's a really good way to get a top-down view of what's going on in terms of security with your website. Down here, you've got your hosting plan details. You can see how many or how much resources you've been using. Next, we've got the performance section. So here you've got your object cache. I mean, generally, you're going to want to leave all this as it is. You can adjust the light speed settings if you want. You know, you can put it up to advanced or aggressive. That will give you even more performance, but it may break your website. So just be careful if you're going to use this. Generally, I think you're fine. Advanced one shouldn't break anything. The H panel's even got built-in analytics. Of course, there's not going to be much data on here really, but once your website starts getting traffic, you can get some information about that traffic in here. There's also a built-in malware scanner, which is in the security section. Basically going to regularly scan your website for malware, let you know if there's any problems. Next, we've got the emails. So you do get some email accounts with your hosting. You can set them up here, or you can upgrade to their business starter email. VPS is not something you're probably going to want right now. And the rest is your billing. And then there's the marketplace if you want to buy some other services. But as you can see, really easy, really clear, really straightforward. I mean, once you've got your website set up, you're probably not going to need to come in here too often. But getting a website set up and configuring it is just a breeze, super easy and super quick. The next thing that I investigated with hosting was their support. This is, of course, a very important part of hosting because sometimes things go wrong. And when they do, you want to know that there's someone there that can help you resolve those problems and get your website back up and running and working correctly as quickly as possible. Hostinger don't offer telephone support, but they do offer a live chat service. So I thought I would test it out by breaking my website and then, well, reaching out to them via the live chat. And, well, see for yourself. Here's what happened. So to test out the Hostinger support, what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this website here and just see how quickly they help me out and get us back up and running again. So what I'm going to do to break the website is I've got a few updates that need to be done here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run these updates. And then while it's updating, I'm going to do that. Basically move away from the page. And now my website is stuck on this page. I can't do anything. Can't get back into WP admin. If I just do this, it's just stuck on this briefly unavailable for scheduled maintenance. It's a kind of common WordPress error if you have a problem with an update. So let's fire up the Hostinger chat and see what they say. Okay, so here's the Hostinger H panel. To access support, there's a little chat down here. We select the topic. It's a website problem. Let's select the domain. It's the light gray seahorse. Now, the AI has detected the error. So I guess I could use this, but let's try and see if a real person can help me out here. So I'm going to click I need assistance just because I want to see how quickly they respond. Hi, I'm getting, if I can type, we'll be fine. An error when trying to access my website. Can I not type? Okay, let's see. Wait and see what happens. Ah, here we go. I think a plugin update failed. Can you help? So it says that they typically reply in under a minute. So I'm going to wait for under a minute and we'll see if we get a reply. I'm getting a message here from Cody saying that it's to do with lacking an SSL certificate, which obviously isn't a problem. So I'm going to reply again. Let's say I think it's a WordPress problem. Now, I'm guessing that Cody is a bot of some kind. So I don't know. Is it going to put me through to a real person? That's what I'm hoping for. I need further assistance. It says try deactivating the problematic plugin or by accessing the files directly through your hosting control panel. That's not going to work. I know that from my experience. I know that it's just a little modification that needs to happen, I think, to the config.php file. We'll find out. I want to speak to a person, I'm going to say. Come on, Cody. Put me through. Okay, so I'm being put through. I mean, I've been talking to the bot for a couple of minutes, which is fine. I guess it's just to manage the queue of people waiting. Can't all be put through straight away to a human, otherwise they'll be too busy. And I guess with the majority of problems, this bot would probably be able to fix a lot of them, especially if it is just deactivating a dodgy plugin. It takes you through exactly what you need to do that, even if you can't log into WordPress. So let's wait another few moments and see who we get connected to. Oh, okay. So we've got through to a real person. That was another minute or so later. I wonder who we got here. Let's see what they're going to say. Okay, they're still typing. They've been typing now for about... Oh, here we go. I checked and you're telling you how much is your website not accessible. Could you tell me which website is happening on? Also have a screenshot of the area you're getting so I can check the details. Sure thing, Eduardo. Let's have a look. The error message I'm getting is this one. Well, let me tell him the site first, actually. The site is this one. This is the site. And I do a screenshot like this. Can I paste into their chat? Let's see. Okay, let's see what Eduardo can do with this. He's typing already. It's a good sign. Okay, he just stopped typing. Oh, no, he's back again. Good. Here we go. Okay, Eduardo's come back and he says this happens when you try to update several plugins or themes and WordPress generates a file called .maintenance. That was it. It's not anything to do with the config. It's a .maintenance file. He's now removed it and it should be working. So let me take a look. Let's see if we can go into WP admin. Let's just refresh this. We're back in. Job's all good. That was pretty efficient. That was pretty good. I mean, I've been on the chat for less than 10 minutes. Obviously a little bit of back and forth, but you'd expect that. But thank you, Eduardo. It's working. Excellent support. So, yeah, I'm pretty impressed with that. I mean, maybe more complex issues would take a bit longer. But yeah, I wasn't able to trick Eduardo there. He was able to fix my problem really quickly. There we go. That went well. I was really impressed with the support that I got from Hostinger. Once I got past the bots and got connected to Eduardo, well, he got me up and running really quickly. So yeah, very impressive support from Hostinger. The final thing I want to talk about with Hostinger is their security features. They take security very seriously at Hostinger, and this is reflected in some of the things that they offer you with your hosting. All of their hosting plans come with a free SSL, which, well, that's kind of standard with most hosting companies, to be honest, but it's a nice thing to know and enables you to serve your website over HTTPS, so it's all nicely encrypted. They've also got that built-in malware scanner, which that's a nice thing to have. You don't see that with many hosting companies where they're regularly scanning your website and will let you know if there's anything nasty or untoward happening. With the higher plans, you've got that CDN, which is the content delivery network. That gives you an extra layer of protection. And then, of course, you've got the regular backups. On the low plan, it's a weekly backup. But on the higher plans, you're getting daily backups, which is a really nice thing to have and gives you such a nice feeling inside and that extra peace of mind that if something does go wrong, you can easily restore your website. The backup interface is actually really easy to use. It's part of their H panel. You can go in there and click a button and trigger a backup whenever you want to. You can also restore your website from here if you need to. I think all of these features combined with the excellent support that you get with Hostinger means that you don't have to worry about your site being hacked or any security issues. And if something does go wrong, well, you've got the backups and you've got that support. So it's all going to be fine. So we're coming to the end of this review. I hope it's helped you make a decision when it comes to choosing a hosting company, and maybe Hostinger is going to be the one you choose. Let me just summarize a few of the key points. Basically, Hostinger is a fantastic, affordable hosting company. They offer a really good service for the price. You get the good performance, you get quite a lot of features, you get an easy-to-use control panel, and you also get that fantastic support from Eduardo and the team. On the downside, well, there's no phone support, but I guess that's not necessary when you've got a fantastic live chat service. The other downside, well, it's those renewal prices. They do jump up quite a bit when it's time to renew. But this is standard. Every hosting company does it. And to be fair on Hostinger, their renewal prices are much lower than many other hosting companies. Ultimately, I think Hostinger is a great choice for most people, especially if you do have multiple small websites. But even bigger websites and e-commerce websites will be absolutely fine with Hostinger too. If you are thinking about moving to Hostinger, well, we've got you covered. We've got a video on the Brainstorm Force channel that is a walkthrough and takes you through how to set up your Hostinger hosting with the domain name and everything you need to know. Do go check it out. You'll find a link to it in the description. And that brings us to the end of this video. Who's your favorite hosting company? Have you ever used Hostinger? Have you ever had a chat with Eduardo via the live support? Do let me know below in the comments. I do read all the comments that we get. If you're not yet subscribed, do click the button below. That way you won't miss out on any future videos. And if you liked this video, well, like the video, click the button below. That really does help us out. But until next time, I wish you the best of luck with your websites, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.